for him just to kill me. So I didn't have to deal with it no more.
New tonight, a Magna man beaten with power tools by his 6 roommates explains what really happened this weekend and why he didn't take the law into his own hands. Thomas Chapman was bloodied and bruised from hours of torture that he endured in his own home. He's now out of the hospital.
News specialist Andrew Wittenberg is live tonight in Magna with more from the victim of that mindless assault. Andrew.
Good evening, Bruce and Deanie. Chapman spoke with me tonight for about 16 minutes, detailing every moment of that traumatic experience. 16 minutes. That interview was hard to even listen to. He talked about being punched and kicked and cut, even drilled into. He said the seconds went by like minutes, and then at the end of it all, he was able to live through it for 7 hours. Thomas Chapman remembers how it all started.
Put my hands behind my back and stuff, and they handcuffed me with my handcuffs. Next thing I know, I'm getting beat up with my laptop, keyboards, boards, sticks, having knives put in my throat, getting kicked in the ribs, getting kicked in the head.
He says his 6 roommates, now all facing aggravated kidnapping and aggravated assault charges, believed he had stirred up trouble in the neighborhood.
Somewhere, somehow, they got me being responsible for this.
He says Paula Masters led the torture. From 9 o'clock Saturday night until 4 o'clock Sunday morning, they beat him with various household items. First drilling into his chest. Then they tried to staple his mouth and ears closed.
I heard the staple crack. I heard that, but I didn't feel it.
Chapman says around 4 a.m. they figured out he wasn't the one causing trouble, apologized, and let him go, forcing him to leave only in his underwear.
Because I had no intentions of calling the cops. I had no intentions of calling anybody. I was just going to go solve the problem myself.
Fortunately, he didn't take the law into his own hands. He ran to a friend's house nearby and they called police. Chapman says he didn't feel any pain until yesterday, believe it or not, and even harder to believe, he'd only been living in the house with the 6 who assaulted him for a week and a half.
I would have never believed these people would have done this to me. Never, ever, ever in the world.
As for Chapman, he said some of his wounds, the more superficial skin wounds, will heal in time, but some of the deeper wounds, some of the facial bones which were broken in that attack, will simply not ever go back to the way they were before. In Magna, Andrew Wittenberg, KSL 5 News.
My goodness, thanks, Andrew.